how do we distinguish between project and program? So friends, this is a very common question asked to me by global program management professional. First of all, welcome to this P3M with Kailash Upadhyay. This is a solo podcast I'm doing. Often in this podcast, I invite guests who shares their experiences, their knowledge, their learning, the best practices, and their lesson learned. But I also do a lot of solo podcasts where I share my own understanding about the program management and the portfolio management. So today, this is very important question. Even during my PGMP certification training, the professionals who are transitioning from the project role to program role, they often ask this question, how do we distinguish between project and program? Now, as per the standard for program management edition published by PMI, there are three distinguishing factors between project and program. The first distinguishing factor is uncertainty. The second distinguishing factor is change, and the third distinguishing factor is complexity. And today primarily we are going to talk about how change clearly distinguishes between project and program. This is very important distinguishing factor between project and program. Again, as per the standard for program management 5th edition, the projects drives tactical change whereas the program drives strategic change. So let's talk more about what is this tactical change and what is this strategic change. This understanding is very important to clearly distinguish between project initiative and program initiative of the organization. Let me give an example to explain this tactical change and strategic change. Friends, at Add-on Skills, we do lot of certification training such as project management professional, the PMP, the program management professional, the PGMP, the portfolio management professional, the PFMP, the risk management professional, the RMP, and these are the various certification training we do for the global. So to help them get certified into PGMP, PFMP, even PGMP, we provide them learning management system access, the LMS. Through this LMS, we provide them mock exam, domain exam, the flashcard, the study material, the recorded session, and these various resources provided through learning management system. Our alumni who enroll for our courses, we help them get certified and achieve this various certification. Now, we have this learning management system which is a web-based portal. So we provide the learning management system access via a web URL, and we create the login credential for each of these global professionals. Consider that an alumni who have an access of learning management system. Now, when he is using the learning management system, the LMS, he has given some feedback. He saw some bug into the learning management system which is already in operations, and as part of ongoing operational usage by our alumni, they have identified certain bug into this learning management system, or they have identified some small UI UX related changes. So primarily, this is the existing system which has the customer have given us feedback to enhance the UI UX related interface or to fix some of the existing bug. Now this is the change. We are driving this change through project initiative. Why are we driving this change through project initiative, and why are we not driving this change through program initiative? Because this is a very tactical change. We are fixing the existing product, operational product bugs, and maybe some enhancement into the existing feature and function of that particular learning management system. It's a purely tactical change. We are not trying to deliver some new benefit. We are not adding a new feature and function, but we are making certain changes into the existing feature and function because there is a better way to use the feature and function, or there may be some threat into the existing system. So that is why we are making it a tactical change, because this change is not focusing on maximizing the benefit, delivering new benefit by adding new feature and function. Now this is a tactical change, and this tactical change we are driving through project because we are making the existing operational learning management system unique product for our customer. Let's take the strategic change example. Now consider that again we have a learning management system which is used by our alumni who have enrolled for our certification program, and we have already provided them access. But many a time we get a feedback from the professional who are using our learning management system. They tell us that it is very inconvenient to use the web-based system to access these resources. So when we are traveling, when we are on the go, it is better that if we get the LMS access through the mobile application, through iOS or through the Android mobile application. Now this is again a customer feedback because of existing product and service which is operational, and they want some changes into the existing operational product and service. But now this is a completely a new requirement. We are not changing the existing feature and function, rather a new requirement whether the LMS will be provided through the mobile application instead of web-based portal. So through this mobile application, we are trying to deliver new benefit, the benefit of convenient way to access the learning management system. So we are not changing the existing feature and function, rather we are developing a complete new product and services with a feature and function will initially remain the same, which will be provided by the web-based application, but it is a new channel, and this new channel will help maximize the benefit for our customer who can access our recorded session on the go while they are driving or while they are sitting on their couch, when every time it is not possible to use the laptop or the desktop and always sit in front of the larger screen. So this is a mobile on the go. They can access our flashcard, they can access our recorded session, they can access our domain wise questions. So this is through the mobile application. Now this is also a change that has been requested by our existing customer because they are using the learning management system. Now this is a strategic change because this is a change focusing on maximizing the benefit. And friends, it is very important that we drive this change as a program initiative because program deliverables are called benefit. We are ensuring that our customer gets new benefit. So by giving a new system, by giving a new way our existing system can be used, we are driving some new benefit for our customer. That is why we are calling this as a strategic change, because now this change where we have to create a business case for this change, we have to justify resources for this change, we have to justify the technical feasibility, viability of making this change. So we have to initiate a program and have to develop a program business case. So friends, I hope you got it. Projects and program drive change, whereas program drives strategic change, which is focusing on enhancing the existing product capability, existing product feature and function, and hence to realize the benefit for our customer. Normally, as per the standard for program management, whenever we are thinking of a benefit, we have to think this benefit from a customer perspective. How this program will deliver the benefit for the customer. Of course, this benefit should be aligned to the performing organization strategic goals and objective. And of course, at add-on skills, we are very, very clear that we have to enhance a benefit for our customer. This is our strategic objective. We always initiate new projects, new program, basically a customer-centric project and program so that we can help them use existing product and services more efficiently, or we keep making certain strategic changes so that we can maximize for them so that these people can easily clear the certification exam, whether it's a PMP, PGMP or a PFMP certification exam. This is a very, very important distinguishing factor change, strategic change versus tactical change. Now friends, let's consider that the program has already been authorized. The business case has justified the investment of financial resource, human resource and other resources, justify that this is the right program. We should definitely work on developing the mobile-based learning management system. Now during the program life cycle, also there can be some tactical change. Also there could be some strategic change which are within the program. Okay. Now let's also talk about what are these scenarios when the program is already initiated and how tactical change and strategic change will be driven through projects and program. And if we are initiating a new program within the primary program, that new program is also called a subsidiary program. That is the program which is focusing on maximizing the benefit, the planned benefit. So we may initiate a subsidiary program or we initiate a project component. Project, subsidiary program and program activities are called program components. Okay. So during the program is already been authorized, the program has already been planned, and during the program delivery phase, when we are developing this mobile application, the iOS based application or the Android based application, that point of time there can be some tactical change or strategic change. Now let's take an example of tactical change during the program delivery. There are many changes happen during the program delivery when actual components are started delivering the benefit. Now consider that during the program delivery we are evaluating the program performance and we saw certain risk or issues, and this risk and issue may derail the benefit realization which we have planned to be delivered through this mobile application. Remember, you have to understand that change change occur either because of risk in the program or because of issues. Whenever you want to address certain risk, whenever you want to address certain issues, you need to initiate a change because the program is already authorized. The program management plan and the benefit management plan has already been baseline, and we are in the program delivery phase. And during the delivery phase, when we are doing the benefit review, during the benefit review, we saw some performance issues or we saw some risk to the program performance, and we decided to initiate a change to fix this performance issue or to fix this risk to the program performance and to the benefit realization. Now, the very objective of this particular change is to ensure the benefit realization plan or whatever benefit we have planned that we should able to deliver at the end of the program. Now, that is why we call it as a tactical change. Here the focus is not on some new benefit. Here is the focus on addressing the risk or issues related to existing benefit which has already been authorized via charter and which has been baselined via the program management plan and the subsidiary plan called benefit management plan. Okay. So now this is the change which is because of performance related risk or performance related issues. That is called tactical change. We will drive this change via initiating a new project component. We will justify this change, and this change can be directly approved by program manager itself because this is tactical change. This change should not go to the program steering committee, to the program sponsor for authorization, because this change is not focusing on changing the business case of the program or changing the existing benefit which has already been baseline. This is the change, is a tactical change which is primarily focusing on the existing benefit whichever we have been planned, which we have to be delivered and realized for the customer. That is why we are calling it a tactical change. The change are genuinely because of the performance issues or because of the risk to the program performance. So that is why it is called tactical change in the program. But now let's understand the strategic change within the program. A strategic change example is, let's say that the learning management system, the scope have been already baseline, all the benefit delivery and realization related criteria have been baseline, and during this development of the mobile application during the program delivery stage, because of the stakeholder collaboration, some stakeholder also gave a feedback that why not we include the podcast also into the learning management system. Maybe our existing learning management system, which may be the web-based learning management system, it does not have podcasts. People cannot hear the podcast via our learning management system, but they also want now all the podcasts, including this podcast, which we can later on add into our mobile application into a podcast function, into a podcast feature, so that people can maximize the benefit. So this is a strategic change. This is a strategic change because here we are adding a new feature and function. Here we are trying to, through this new feature and function, we are trying to maximize the benefit for our customer. And definitely these podcasts, these solo podcasts, these guest driven podcasts, they definitely add lot of value to our listener. And many of the listeners have gave us great feedback that our podcast has gave them new insight, gave them new knowledge, and they could able to apply some of these learning, some of these experience from the podcast. So this is the change. How there's a new feature and function which was not part of the existing benefit management plan. It was not baseline earlier, and we realized that yes, this podcast feature can maximize the benefit. Now we will drive this change through program. So we will initiate a program initiative, and that program will be called a subsidiary program of this primary program. The primary program is creating a learning management system via a mobile-based learning management system. But this is a new feature of the learning management system, which is mobile-based, application-based learning management system. So this is more of a strategic change. So I hope this strategic change, which is driven through a program, because creating a podcast itself have many other component as well, not just a feature. It may have many under the podcast program, which is a subsidiary program of the primary program, may have its own component, may have its own projects to integrate the podcast into the learning management system, into the mobile-based learning management system. So I hope, friend, you have understood that program drives strategic change, and the change can happen during the program life cycle, or a program itself can be initiated because of existing operational product and service. So many times, many projects and programs within the organization initiates because of operational challenges, because of opportunity to improve the operational capability of a product and service. And this is very, very common case. In fact, majority of a project and program are driven because of operational issues, because of operational risk. Risk is opportunity. Opportunity is a positive risk. We saw some opportunity to maximize, and that is why we are initiating a project and program because of and this opportunity, this threat, they are also called a business need. That is the business need of a project and a program. So friends, I hope now you very clearly able to understand how to distinguish between project and program through a factor called change. We can also discuss another factor called uncertainty. Uncertainty is another distinguishing factor between project and program. Now, first of all, let's understand what is uncertainty. PMI defined risk as an uncertain event. Now, uncertainty means certain risk into the now, many times people, when I ask this question to the professional who also attend my PGMP certification training, whether project has more uncertainty or whether program has more uncertainty, I see that there are some of the people who still confused and they feel, project has more uncertainty than the program. But friends, let me tell you, and this is also as per the standard for program management 5th edition, the uncertainty at the program level is much higher than the uncertainty at the project level. First of all, the project scope is very fixed scope. If we are doing a project and if we are playing a project management role, then our responsibility is to ensure that we deliver the product within the defined scope, within the defined schedule, defined budget, and the other constraints of that particular project. So project scope is very fixed, and because of the fixed scope, the uncertainty are not too many. I'm not saying that project will not have uncertainty. I'm not saying project will not have risk. Project will have some tactical risk which are related to delivering the baseline scope within the schedule, within the budget. But the uncertainty, which we also can call risk, the risk at the program level, the uncertainty at the program level is much higher than the project level. The one reason I want to tell you is because there are many components. There are many components within the program. There are projects component, there are subsidiary program component, and there are program related activities which are beyond these projects and subsidiary program. These program activities could be transition activity, identifying the changes, because during the program life cycle, we have to keep exploiting the changes to maximize the benefit. So those are called program activities, identifying a new changes, transitioning the delivered benefit to operations for ongoing realization and sustainment of those benefits, and also prioritizing the component, developing the component business case. These are some of the other program related activities. I hope we have already understand what are the program activities, what are the subsidiary program. We have already discussed subsidiary program is a program within a primary program which will meet the subset of goal important to the primary program. In the mobile application development program, there are podcasts is a new feature delivered through a subsidiary program because it is focusing on maximizing the benefit of existing learning management system which has already been planned. So you have understood what is subsidiary program component, what are project component, and what are program activities related component of a program. Now, because there are so many components, there are so much of interdependency between the component. That is why the uncertainty definitely increases. See, whenever you will have dependency, the risk definitely increases. So that is why I want to tell you, friends, the uncertainty, which is nothing but the risk, because risk and uncertain event, we need to keep identifying the risk proactively so that we can, avoid, mitigate, and transfer the negative risk, and we can exploit, enhance, and share the positive risk, and we can, through the positive risk, we can maximize the benefit for our organization and ultimately for our customer as well. So this is the second distinguishing factor, which is called uncertainty. Now, third distinguishing factor is called complexity. Again, friends, both projects and program have complexity while we are delivering the project output and while we are delivering the program output and program outcome. Now, complexity, as we said some time back, since the project scope is always very fixed scope, we as a project manager, we need to always try to ensure that whatever scope is defined, we need to deliver that scope and we need to make changes within the project so that the existing defined scope can be delivered. We do not have to initiate a change to ensure the overall scope of that particular product which we are delivering through the project output, that will be changed. So we need to focus on that whatever changes we are making within the project, the focus of that change is to ensure that the product scope, which is the output of the project, that does not get changed. So product change scope is nothing but what are the feature and function which we have to deliver at the end of a project. And project scope is nothing but how are we delivering those product scope. So project scope is how, product scope is what are the feature and function, and program scope is why. When we are talking about the program scope, we need to think of why are we delivering the product and service. What are the benefit we are trying to achieve by through this product and service. Controlling, see, project change is more from a controlling perspective. We need to control the product scope, and to control the product scope, we need to make changes into the project, and because of this product scope is fixed, the uncertainty doesn't increase too much, because from the very beginning of the project life cycle, we know that we have to deliver the fixed scope. So we have lot of clarity about the scope, and as we progressively elaborate, we get more and more clarity about the project output, which is the product and the scope of that particular product. That is why the complexity at the project level is much lesser, because as we progressively elaborate the the development of the product, we get more and more clarity, and this clarity helps us just navigate the complexity. Because of the progressive elaboration, we can very easily navigate the complexity into the project life cycle. But where in case of program, we are trying to exploit the change. We are trying to proactively identify the changes we can make into the product scope, and what are the benefits we can realize by changing the product scope. And whenever we are changing the product scope, there are stakeholder involvement, there are new risks because of this change into the product scope. There are maybe even operations team needs to be communicated that the product which we going to transition to them, that has already been changed even before it has been delivered to them. So the complexity at the program level increases much higher, because friends, we are keep exploiting the change. And since this is a new change to the product scope, and by making the change to the product scope, we are trying to maximize the benefit through the program. That is why this complexity increases at the program level. So friends, I hope these three distinguishing factor: change. In the first factor we discuss about change, second factor we discuss about risk is nothing but uncertainty, and the third factor we discussed about complexity. I hope through these distinguishing factor between project and program, you can very easily understand how project initiative is different from program initiative, and how much important is the role of a program manager to drive change and deliver benefit for the customer, and ultimately meet the organizational strategic goals and objective. That is all I have in this solo podcast, friends. Please do let me know if you want me to talk about any specific topic. If you have any question around project management, program management, portfolio management in this podcast. So P3M with Kailash Upadhyay. P3M is nothing but project management, program management, portfolio management. The very purpose of this podcast is to share different knowledge, different experiences by inviting subject matter expert as a guest, or sharing my own knowledge. Do share this, and do subscribe to this podcast, whether you listening it to Spotify, whether you listening it to Apple Podcasts, or whether you are listening this podcast into the YouTube channel as well. That's all I have in this show, friends. Enjoy your weekend. Please, let me know if any way we can support your P3M journey. This is Kailash Upadhyay from Add-on Skills, and have a great day ahead. Thank you very much.